Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So after a very highly acclaimed start, we continue with Kylie Minogue's discography journey. We're here with her second studio album titled Enjoy Yourself from 1989. This is a one year gap between Kylie, I believe. So I would assume, based on that and also on your comments, that this album is going to sound a lot like her debut, which I'm 100% down for. As you saw me bop into every track, I love everything. So if this is another, let's say a part 2 of the sound we got previously, I'm down. There are no tracks that jump to my mind as I read these. I think I haven't listened to anything on here. Head on Your Heart has a little bit of streams, you know, like 5 million, so maybe it may have been a hit back then. I personally don't know, but I also didn't know I knew Turn It Into Love, and when I listened to it I remembered it. So maybe there's something I know, but I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't. But that's a lot of talking. Let's go. First track, Hand on Your Heart.
Put your hand on your heart and tell me that we're through.
Those harmonies and the way she started her voice also reminded me of ABBA a little bit. So maybe this could be a little more pushing towards a late 70s sound rather than a very characteristic 80s sound. But again, it's only 6 seconds. Maybe I was speaking too soon. No, I wouldn't say I was wrong. No, albeit my commentary came rather soon, I wasn't wrong. It does sound more like something that would come out in the 70s than the 80s. It definitely doesn't have the same I didn't get the same vibe that I got while listening to Kylie, to I Should Be So Lucky, which is the first track on Kylie. Okay, so I was wrong. It's not a continuation of the sound. It actually presents us something new. 100% here for. Oh, I love this production. I love this production. This is reminding me of a song by maybe Diana Ross. Yes, I would say Diana Ross. Yeah, this is definitely more 70s like, more disco like than Kylie was. Okay, I'm getting excited. I like this production a lot. The more I listen to it, the more I like it. It's very catchy. I got it the first time I listened to it. Okay, Hand on Your Heart definitely sounds like from back in the day, but it also has a little something to it. As I said, it doesn't initially remind me of anything from the 80s. It initially reminded me of ABBA, so I associated 70s. Then the production came in and it reminded me of disco, not the album, the era, the late 70s with Diana Ross. And as I continued to listen to it, I realized that it was a mashup of those two. Like early 80s pop, but more on the European side rather than the American side, which I guess fits well because she was very popular in Europe back then. She still is, actually. I think it's her biggest music market, even though she's Australian. So beat wise, I like it. Lyrics wise, she's asking for some honesty. We know she had her heart beaten. We saw that. We listened to that in the previous album by some guy who publicly humiliated her, cheated on her, told everybody about it. We don't even talk about him, okay? We don't like him. We don't. And if you do, you're in the wrong side, okay? We don't condone whoever she was talking about in the previous album. We don't like him. So now she's with her other lover, the next lover, I would assume, because she did dump the guy, thankfully, and she's asking for some honesty. Their relation is coming to a troubling time where she has the feeling that it's going downhill, but she doesn't know for sure because that's something that she feels, that he feels, and she can't speak for himself. So she says, put your hand on your heart and tell me that we're through. I won't believe it until you say it. That's what the song is about. I think it's very important. I think it's very healthy that she acknowledges another person is with troubled thoughts and she wants them to express it honestly, to have an open environment. If it ended in them breaking up or not wasn't said in the song. Maybe it's said in another track in this album. We know she likes to make connections and weave a web very well done. So yeah, but as a song, as much as I like it, I also don't love it. I don't think it's as strong an opening for the album as I Should Be So Lucky was for Kylie, but it's not a bad song. So I'm gonna add this to my library because I like it and I feel like it has a chance of growing in me. But right off the bat, it's not my favorite Kylie Minogue song, and I have a feeling that it's not gonna be the best one in the album because it's good, but it's not great. Next track, Wouldn't Change a Thing. This song sounds like 3 songs at once, and I kinda like the mixture of them. There's a something there. There's a little something in the back that's pulling her voice. I think I would need headphones to fully understand what it is. But there's definitely something there that's working to put the song together, and it's making me feel something. It's making me move. I like the way I feel while I listen to it. Right in this part, right in the pre-chorus, there's an instrumental there that pulls her voice and that by extension pulls us into the song. That is so interesting, so well done. I'm usually not a fan with people messing their vocals in a studio, but it definitely works here because it's not throughout the song, it's just an element on a specific part. I think it kinda, keeps your interest going. It definitely works for me that way. I wouldn't change a thing. Alright, I wouldn't change a thing. That's an example of a track that's better than Hand on Your Heart. I like it better. And I think these 2 tracks, they kind of go well together. In Hand on Your Heart, she is telling his side of the relationship. She's telling that he's insecure and that she believes he should open up about their feelings. And it wouldn't change a thing. She is doing that. She's opening up about her feelings in the relationship, and that she too had her doubts, had her thoughts, had her questions, that they grew together in the relationship. But he's the best thing that happened to her, and she wouldn't change a thing. I like it because it doesn't invalidate the points she made on Hand on Your Heart. It just complements them. They go well together. I wouldn't call it a sequel, I wouldn't call it a prequel, I wouldn't call it a response, I would call it a complement. That's how I would describe Wouldn't Change a Thing in relation to Hand on Your Heart. Next track is Never Too Late. Let's see if it somehow speaks to the other two. Not every track in the album goes well together. For instance, in the last album, I think 4 tracks went together. Maybe this one is different or is similar, but either way, I like to make connections. I'm very into that. What was that opening? Was I the only one who experienced it like that? Let me listen to it again. Hold up, this is probably the first time I ever do this in my channel, by the way. Let me listen to that again. I even beat my microphone. "18 seconds. That was 18 seconds. Sing it. I already gonna add this to my library. Even if the rest of the track isn't good, which I hardly doubt, by the way, I would just listen to it based on the 18 seconds alone. If that came up randomly in my shuffle on Spotify, I would listen to the 18 seconds. That's how. Is that the guy from It's No Secret? Still, maybe. It could be, because it's still. She did use the term still, so it reflects something that happened in the past. And at some time ago. Maybe. Maybe. I will choose to believe that it's not the guy from It's No Secret, because I don't think she would be saying I still got love to give you after what he did to her. I'm just gonna assume this is a totally different person that we haven't had a chance to get to know yet their story with her. I'll just assume, okay? Because I don't want to believe she would be able to forgive that guy. Fuck me, these tracks are so well produced. Someone said in the comments that she worked with the same writers and producers in the beginning of her career. That's why I think it's plausible that it's making connections with other tracks and other albums, because it's the same people. You know, they're leaving little Easter eggs in the same their own things that they do. They are their own albums and their own songs. So I am comfortable with making these connections because I think they make sense, even though they are from different albums. But I don't think it's the case for this one, at least not this track specifically. But I deviated a lot. That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to congratulate the producer and Kylie, who picked him to be the producer of her first albums. Congratulations, this person is amazing. I'm loving every production so far and every track I've listened to her since Kylie, since the debut. This has been an amazing experience. We also had a little something here pulling her voice and pulling us. Same thing we had in Wouldn't Change a Thing. It's something. It is something. I don't want to say it's an instrument, but it's definitely something there that's pulling us. It's a I heard it on the previous one, I'm hearing it in this one, and it's making the track so much better. Never too late. Again, another track that I finish and I'm still singing it in my mind. That's how catchy they are, and that's usually a good sign. It definitely is for this one. But yeah, I think I said what I had to say lyrically. I don't know the guy she's talking about, but it's definitely someone that messed up, but probably messed up lightly, because she's willing to forgive them, and not only that, she's willing to come back with them. So, you know, he did something wrong, but it wasn't something terribly wrong. That's my interpretation of this track. Next one is Nothing to Lose.
Gotta take a chance, gotta make a move, got everything to gain and nothing to lose. That's nice.
Piano and upbeat pop tracks. That's the perfect match. Piano and upbeat pop tracks. That's a perfect match. That's something that I wish we still had going today. We do in some EDM tracks here and there, but it's not as powerful as it was in the 80s and 90s. And it's something I really, really miss. I appreciate this song for showing us a different side of hers vocally. It's definitely different than the other ones. It's more reserved. It's more like how I'm talking right now, you know? It's more intimate in a way. But I will say, even though I like the production and I like that vocal, something about it's not clicking so far. I know it's only been 40 seconds, but every other track clicked in much faster rates than this one. It could still, you know, give me something, but it's taking some time. Didn't you say you had your pride and for that you weren't going to share him with another girl? So now you've got nothing to lose, but what about your pride? I think I caught something wrong in this. Let me see if by the second chorus I can understand what she's singing about.
But I realize you may decide, maybe you just don't want me now. May lose your love, but if that's the price I have to pay for you, then maybe that's just the chance I have to take. I made up my mind, I gotta take a chance, gotta make a move, got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Okay, I get it now. She's not talking about you know, losing him. That's a condition that if he's got another girl, she's not gonna share it. That's if they manage to get past the move she's going to make, because she got everything to gain, a guy, and nothing to lose. Because if it does go forward and he's with someone else, she's not gonna go there because she has pride and also principles, I would assume. So alright, now I understand the meaning of the track, and it kind of makes me like it better.
Take a chance, gotta make a move. Got everything to gain and nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Take a chance, gotta make a move. Got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
When I said that it made me like it better, I was expecting you would still have something else. That was, I think, 1 minute and something. 1 minute and 40 maybe, 1 minute and 30 when I said that. But there wasn't anything new, she just kept on repeating the chorus. And that made it very repetitive and definitely less enjoyable. So this, I'm not going to like. Yeah, I know, it's the first track in our journey of hers that I haven't liked, but I really didn't appreciate the repetitiveness in it. I like the lyrics, I like the production, as I said, piano and upbeat pop tracks is a perfect match, but that repetitiveness, that was not for me, I'm sorry. So I'll just move on. Next track is Telltale. English, why are you so hard? Telltale Signs.
You never sent me flowers, don't wanna hold my hand. When I was sad or lonely, you used to.
A ballad! Oh my god, we didn't have a ballad on Kylie. That's right, we didn't. Ooh, a Kylie Minogue ballad. Oh my god, let me get ready for this. I don't know why I'm like this, but I wasn't expecting it. But I kind of hoped for it. Oh my god, let's go. I'm gonna start all over again. Oh my god, it's the second time I do this in this album. Kylie, what are you doing to me?
You never sent me flowers, don't wanna hold my hand. When I was sad or lonely, you used to be all the telltale signs of our love slipping away. Never say you love me, never kiss me anymore. And when I come home late, you never meet me at the door. Maybe none of us agree, come and go. Just
Oh my god. It's shocking enough that she had a ballad after an album with no ballads, but I lost my words. I literally lost my words. I had them and they slipped away. I'm blown away by this track. Let me shut up and listen to the rest of it.
remember when our love was new, promises we made. Love was so exciting, the feelings were brand new. But that's another. Can there be a happy ending? Is there any turning back? Or have we fallen into that same old
forget everything I said about favorite tracks in this album. This made it to the top. This blew me away. I think I said that already, but I'm gonna say it again because it's true. This blew me away. One, I wasn't expecting a ballad. Two, I was not expecting this kind of ballad. This is rich. I heard strings. I heard piano. It's mind-blowing. It really is. I have no other word to explain it. How good it is. I loved it. It's my favorite in the album. Oh my god. Okay, next track, My Secret Heart. I do wonder if we're having another ballad in this album. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it. I was too shocked to cry, but if I were in the mood, I probably would have. Was this part of a movie? Or maybe like a TV show? I know she was an actress before she was a singer. I don't mean that because I think because it reminds me of something and I must have seen a movie with it. I say that because it sounds animated in a way. It sounds like something I would hear on a no Disney Channel film. Not that old, like 80s old Disney Channel film. You know? It's definitely different because it's not exactly a ballad, yet it's not as upbeat as the other tracks are. I wonder if she, did something a little experimental with this album because it's definitely not as cohesive as Kylie was. But let's keep listening.
I write you these letters that I must have held your hand 1,000 times and felt your heart was beating next to mine, even though it's just a lie.
I'm sorry, are we in the army now? With that going. This track is confusing me a lot. I have lots of feelings about it. None of them are particularly good. I'm gonna explain them in the ending. The production kinda doesn't sound like it wants to end. It doesn't really give us an ending. There's always that something punching up like ta 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 that would assume we're going somewhere, but it's actually the ending. It's confusing. It's no wonder why it has the least amount of streams in this album, barely 100,000, because it's definitely my least favorite so far. Probably in her entire career from everything I've heard. I really didn't get it. I didn't like it. I didn't think the lyrics were interesting. Too mellow to me. I didn't like the production. I think it sounded like 3 different songs at some point, and not in a good way. I just don't. This track is a don't for me. It's a big don't. No. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah. Next track, I'm Over Dreaming Over You. Okay.
When you treat me like you do.
We're back. Okay, we're back. Okay. After 2 tracks that were a little off, in a sense that they didn't match the album, but one of them was Great. The other. We're back.
You're stringing me along, I'm waiting for you. When you treat me like you do, you can keep me hanging on. Now the magic's gone, I'm over dreaming over you. It's much too late, my love just can't wait. I'm over dreaming over you. See?
We are 101% back. And you know why? Because she's making the connections. It's much too late. It's never too late. She's saying never too late. No, now it's much too late. She's done waiting. The Hand on Your Heart was a cute little song for when she was in the waiting part. Now she's done waiting. He still hasn't given her an answer. He keeps on stringing her alone, and she keeps on going with a little chance of carrying on with the relationship. But she's done with that. She's through with waiting for an answer. She is demanding respect. Tell me the truth. I am done dreaming over you. I'm over that. Yes, we're so back. We're making the connections again. Okay, let's go.
From the start, there was no room inside your heart, and I've been
I wouldn't say that you shouldn't have seen it, that you should have seen it from the start, because you did see and you did give him a chance. He just didn't do anything with it. So I would say that you were right by doing the Hand on Your Heart step. But you're also on the right here by doing this step as well, because there comes a time when it's just enough. Much too late. Oh my god, I'm loving this.
sitting around my own, dreaming over you. It's much too late, my love just can't wait. I'm over dreaming over you. I'm over dreaming over you. It's much too late.
Everything about this track is good so far, okay? Lyrics, cross references, the production, the melody. Perfect. This is perfect. I think it summarizes 80s Kylie Minogue so well, because this is the last album she's released in the 80s. The next one we're listening to comes already from the 90s. Dreaming over you. I actually don't know how that sounded. I'm sorry if it was bad, but I'm happy and I'm singing and I'm dancing and I'm sweating. Oh my god, I might have to take my coat off by the end of this video. But yeah, I definitely liked this track a lot more than the previous one. It put me back on track to the rest of the album. And now we still have 3 tracks. The next one is Tears on My Pillow. With that title, it could either be a ballad like Telltale Signs, or an upbeat track to dance our sorrows away, like we've had in previous tracks and previous album as well. Let's go!
Don't remember me, but I remember you. Was not so long ago. You broke my heart in two. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you.
It's another ballad. It's another one of those grand ballads. Tell me if she ever did an album that's just ballads. Please, she has to. This is great. It's the second ballad I hear of hers, and it's just as brilliant as her upbeat tracks. God, I'm loving this journey so much.
If we could start. Love is not a gadget. Love is not a toy. When you find the one you love, she'll fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew,
Kylie Minogue and Ballad is a perfect match. Just made that up. I'll leave it there. That's my commentary on the song. I said what I had to say. Perfect match. Let's move on. God, I love this one. Next track is Heaven and Earth.
I don't really wanna be the one to tell you time is running out, because it's obvious is all that it takes. I don't really need to be the one to tell you things are going wrong, because it's obvious. But a step in the right direction is all that you need.
This can be seen as either another compliment for Hand on Your Heart, or as her acknowledging that I'm over dreaming over you might have been a bit too rude, and that she understands the weight and blah blah blah, but she still wants some consideration in his part. This is the easy version of I'm over dreaming over you, let's say. This is the family friendly version. She's not mad. She's just more, she still has the feelings, but she's conveying the message in a different way that might be less harsher from him to digest. That's what it's probably about.
Don't have to move heaven and earth. You don't have to heaven and earth. You don't have to change overnight. There's never been.
This track is long, and it definitely feels long, and I don't calm down. I don't particularly like it. I think as a song, as lyrics, it's alright, it's pretty nice, but that production, those chorus with the choir in the back, I didn't really like them. They gave me a bit of a churchy feeling. Not that I think that's a problem, not that I don't like tracks with choirs. I tend to like them a lot, but in this specific track I didn't. I don't think it did anything to help the song. I think if it were a bit more simplistic, it would have been better, especially with the length. I think 3 minutes and 44 seconds is too long for this type of song to work for me. It would have to be like 3 minutes, maybe even less. But yeah, I didn't really care for this one. I think it's fun that we keep on messing with the previous stories she said, but other than that, it's quite skippable. So now we're going to the last track, the title track, Enjoy Yourself. Hey, that was a reference to Nothing to Lose. Okay, nice. Take your chances. That's what she did in Nothing to Lose. And I like it because this track is not necessarily about romance, you know? It's a general track. She's quite versatile now. This showcases her versatility. It's not just love songs or songs about the relationship, whether they're good or bad. She talks about, you know, shit other than that. Talking about issues of the modern world. Nice.
Living today, enjoy it for too long, it's too late. Don't throw the good stuff away. Enjoy it, enjoy it.
Sensitizers to kill me, yes! I love it! This production is everything I love about that time of music. Wow, this track is good. When you should be leaving today. Enjoy it. So basically, Kylie Minogue said YOLO before YOLO was even a thing. I definitely appreciate this track. I think it's very good. And it's a great closer for the album. Now, this album is in no means my favorite Kylie Minogue album. I definitely preferred Kylie over this one. But it doesn't mean it's a bad album. I enjoyed quite a few tracks. My favorites are Hand on Your Heart, Wouldn't Change a Thing, Never Too Late, Telltale Signs, which I must listen to again after I finish this recording, I'm Over Dreaming Over You, Tears on My Pillow, and Enjoy Yourself. Never Too Late, I might take it out soon, but we don't know. But it's still a good album. I think it's definitely worth listening to again, and it closes off her 80s era. The next album we're going to listen to is Rhythm of Love. It's from 1990, so I'm expecting a different sound, maybe different producers, different writers. I'm expecting us to move on from that storyline style that we had with Kylie and now with this one, or maybe not. But I will stop making the comparisons between the storylines in Kylie and Enjoy Yourself to the ones in Rhythm of Love. So that was it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you got any other requests, please tell me. I'll be thrilled to react to them. As I always am, I do hope to see you in my next video. Bye.